Hey everyone, Rob here. Today I am bringing an equipment review to you. I am going to review the iFi Power Elite 5-volt power supply for my LAIV micro DDC reclocker. Now, this iFi Power Elite replaces my Sbooster BOTW Eco power supply that I reviewed about 7 months ago. Now, for all you detail fanatics out there, you're going to love this. For those seeking a smooth, coherent sound, you're going to love this. Now, I did a review of the Sbooster power supply about 7 months ago. A little over a month ago, a subscriber of mine by the name of Philip had told me about the iFi Power Elite. He told me that the iFi Power Elite beat out the Sbooster in every regard. So I looked into this. I ordered one and tested it out as soon as it arrived. Philip was right. It was really no contest at all. Right out of the box, with no break-in, I noticed a substantial improvement in sound quality from the very first CD that I played. Now, by comparison, the Sbooster was darker sounding, with less air between the instruments and a more collapsed soundstage overall. Now, let's go ahead and get into some of the sound improvements that I had heard. Now, some of the sound improvements that I noticed are that the iFi is ultra smooth. It has a very open and airy soundstage with great depth. There is a much lowered noise floor that reveals subtle details that were once hidden in the mix. There are now wider dynamics as well. Trail-offs are longer now, gradually fading off into a much darker, blacker background. Now, something I want to share with everybody during this review, the better my stereo system gets, the more that I am convinced that the decay of sound after a given instrument has been struck, such as a guitar string or a piano key, can reveal just how well a system recreates that decay. The longer that decay stays audible, the longer it lasts before it trails off eventually into that dark black background, the greater the detail your system is capable of retrieving. And to me, it's not necessarily the leading note of transients, but it's these trailing notes that really show just how much detail your system is capable of rendering. So I wanted to share that with you today. That's just an aside from me. It's something that I have noticed as my system has gotten better and better over the years. I noticed that trail off is a very, very important aspect of the sound quality. All right, now to continue with the review, with the iFi Power Elite, there is a vast expansiveness and a spacious soundstage with good air between the instruments. In other words, everything just sounds more realistic and more natural with this. And again, I agree with Philip, what he said. This really does substantially beat out the Sbooster power supply that I had originally. Now, like I said, mine is a 5-volt power supply, but there are other options that you can choose that will fit whatever equipment that you need this to fit with. For instance, this power supply goes with my LAIV micro DDC reclocker, and that goes between my Shandling ET3 CD player and my LAIV Harmony DAC. So the 5-volt was what I needed, although there are other voltages that are supplied if that is something that matches your system better. So just to let you know about that. Now, I also wanted to share with you today some of the CDs that I've used in doing this review, and you might have heard me talk about these on other videos, but I really, whenever I do an equipment upgrade like this, and especially going from one power supply to another, I try to use similar CDs that I'm very familiar with, because I know that sound quality. And if something is different for the better or the worse, I know I'll be able to hear it on those. So with that said, the first CD that I used It was this Twin Peaks soundtrack from the early 1990s. I was a huge Twin Peaks fan, especially the first year that came out, the first episode of the second year as well. This soundtrack is amazing, and I use this oftentimes for equipment reviews because there is a lot of spaciousness on this, a lot of three-dimensionality, and tremendous depth. So when I'm testing out equipment and I want to find out just how good is the soundstage, how good is the three-dimensional depth, width, and height of the stereo image, this is one that I often put on there, and it is phenomenal, I got to tell you. Some of my favorites on here, of course, the Twin Peaks theme, track 1, Laura Palmer's theme, track 2, the Bookhouse Boys 6, Into the Night 7, and I think number 10, Love Theme from Twin Peaks, are among my favorites. These do have a tremendous three-dimensionality. So this is one that I use on equipment to test that out. And the iFi Power Elite passed that with flying colors. Now the next CD that I used is David Gilmour, Luck and Strange. This is his most recent release from 2024. It also made my list of top 15 CDs from the year 2024. David's wife wrote all of these songs. David, of course, the former Pink Floyd member, his guitar is so iconic, and it's just like that Pink Floyd sound. And David Gilmour still got it. He plays wonderfully. And then the track that I use most frequently on here is the track with his daughter, which is a song called Between 2 Points with Romney Gilmour. She does vocals on this, and I've got to tell you, it is stunning. This is one of 2 CDs in my system that I always use to test out female vocals, and it is outstanding. And you've got that, plus you've got David's guitar sounding, especially to end out the song. Fantastic. And then track number 11, Luck and Strange, that is a bonus track. And that is just David and the boys jamming in what he calls the barn at his recording studio. And I got to tell you, there is some absolutely killer sound on that. This is easily a demonstration disc that can really display how well your system is capable of handling sound staging, imaging, detail, bass, you name it. All right, this is one that you're going to be familiar with. You've heard me talk about this before on different reviews. This is Sufjanstevens, Illinoise. And this is one of my probably top 12 favorite CDs of all time, what I would call my desert island favorites. This is a CD that can test how well your system can retrieve detail, because this is a highly detailed CD. It's got a lot of choral vocals, harmonies, and along with a lot of instrumentation, really unusual instrumentation, but fantastic. And this can put your system through the paces as far as detail retrieval. And that's one of the reasons why I always select this, to check out some new equipment and to hear the sound quality. So this one right here, if it's not in your collection, do check it out, because this is a fabulous CD. And the last one of the ones I'm going to share with you today is one Eskimo. This is self-titled. This is, again, one of my probably top 12 favorite CDs of all time, Desert Island favorite. And this one right here, one of the reasons why I use this to test out equipment is it has this atmospheric quality to it. The reverb and the way it's mastered, the way it's recorded, it's like putting you in this transcendental state of just losing yourself in the music. And it's got a great three-dimensionality. It's got a huge soundstage with great depth, great width. And this can easily tell me what kind of sound quality a given piece of equipment has. And that's why I use this quite frequently for system and equipment reviews. Now, on the back of it, some of my favorite tracks are, let's see, Given Up, which is track 6, Chocolate, track 7, and then the last 2 tracks on here, UFO and Amazing. It doesn't get any better than that. These are absolutely stunning songs. It is great lyrically. It is great musically. The playing on this is superb. It's just one of those goosebump-inducing CDs that is easily one of my favorites. So that's another reason why I chose this one to demo this equipment. Now, before I wrap it up today, I want to share something with you that's kind of a surprise. You're going to see the i5 Power Elite. It's not a very big unit. And you can see that it's rather small, but it's in a very nicely machined case. It's all aluminum, and it's very sturdy. It's very heavy, actually, for its size. Now, I want you to compare this to the older power supply that I used that this one replaced. And that is the Sbooster. So look at this. The i5 is only about 1/3 the size of the Sbooster, and yet, for those of you that believe that size matters, this will tell you just the opposite. That the i5 is only about 1/3 the size of the Sbooster, and it clearly outperforms it in every regard. There is not one way or one sound quality like comparison that I can make that the Sbooster came out on top. So the i5 is truly worth your money. I believe, I'm trying to think, I think I paid $299 for it as far as I remember. And it was slightly more expensive than the Sbooster. I think the Sbooster came in at around $250 when I last ordered it. And that's been a few months ago. Now, one more thing before I let you go. I want to share with you the power cords that I was using back when I had the Sbooster in my system. And let me put this down. These are SKW cords. And I found out about these years ago from who I call the Italian audiophile. Guido, I believe is his name. These were supposed to have OCC copper as the kind of conductors that they had inside them. As it turns out, it was not OCC. It was a false advertising. But these do, regardless, sound very good. And that's what I had in my system. However, I've made a recent change in about the last, I'd say, month, maybe a little bit longer than that. And I went to these. These I pronounce Toten. I don't know if that's right or not. If that's not correct, leave a comment down in the comment section. These right here replaced the SKW in my system, and I used these with the i5 Power Elite power supply. And what's amazing about these are OCC copper. And that's what caught my eye when I saw these on Amazon. I took a chance on them. I really had never heard of a review of these. I'd not heard of any other reviewer giving these a listen. So I just know that I've got interconnects and speaker cable that have the OCC technology inside it, that OCC copper, and that is just about state-of-the-art as far as that goes. So I took a chance, and I replaced the SKW with these. Wow, what a difference. Now, I'm going to tell you, I've got another review after this one coming up very soon, and it's going to review these Toten power cords in my system. Now, what the big surprise was for me, the SKWs, I think they cost around $125 for a 1 meter set. These Totens, you even get a discount on checkout with these. And I think I got them for around $65, half price of the SKWs. with more than twice the performance. And I won't go into a lot of detail on the review because that review is upcoming, but I just wanted to mention that because these are a huge improvement in my system. And as of this date, all of my cables have been replaced by these through my system. I'm sorry, not cables, but my power cords. So I have 5 of these in my system from my digital front end all the way to my amplifier. So stay tuned because that review is upcoming very soon. Okay, I guess that's about it for today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in because I greatly appreciate all my subscribers. If you like what you saw today, please do give me a like and subscribe because that really helps my channel to grow, and it helps me to bring all of these equipment reviews and CD reviews to you in the future. And believe me, I am just scratching the surface because I've got so many other CDs that have fantastic music and fantastic sound quality that I would like to share with you. And in order for me to continue doing this, please do give me a like and subscribe because that really does help my channel out tremendously. So anyway, with that said, stay tuned for my next review over power cables, and I will see you at a date very near in the future. Take care. Happy music listening.